California voters overwhelmingly approved Proposition 12, requiring that all eggs sold in the state come from cage-free hens by the year 2022. Joining us now for an update is AFBF Economist Michael Nepveux. Thanks so much for joining us, Michael. And let's start with the details on what this law requires.
Okay, so like you mentioned, last week California approved the new Proposition 12 ballot measure, which means that all eggs consumed within the state of California have to come from cage-free eggs. Now, this is a little bit different from some of their previous legislation, which was ambiguous in the cage size requirements, as well as did not mandate that it applied to out-of-state eggs. Now, under these new rules, even if the egg is laid by a hen in another state, it's still going to have to comply by these new cage-free rules.
And you have to wonder what the implications are for the rest of the country. What does the cage-free situation look like across the rest of rural America?
Well, cage-free in the U.S. has been a growing segment for some time now. Over the past several years, you have seen quite a few companies commit to this pledge of going to 100% cage-free by 2025. However, there still is a little bit of uncertainty about whether or not that's going to happen. Currently, we're looking around 60 million hens are currently cage-free in the U.S., which is about 17% of our overall layer flock. In order to meet the company pledges that have come across so far, it would require around 225 million laying hens to be that way, or about 70% of the U.S. flock.
You know, it's interesting to me because consumers have a choice when they go into a grocery store. Do they want the cage-free eggs or not? At the end of the day, do you think the market will actually eventually move to 100% cage-free eggs across the country?
You know, for some of the restaurant industries, I think that's potentially true if they made that pledge. But like you said, when it comes to a retailer and the consumer having the choice, I don't necessarily see that happening. A lot of this uncertainty is coming from the consumer, and a lot of these retailers gave themselves some wiggle room whenever they made these pledges. So they said it depends on consumer acceptance, and so far, consumers have been hesitating, and they have not been making the switch to cage-free nearly as fast as a lot of people thought they would.
Okay, we always appreciate your insight. AFBF economist Michael Nepveux, thank you so much.